There has been plenty of action in front of my trail cameras in the Hoedspruit Wildlife Estate since we last saw each other in May. And in this episode, I'm going to share all the highlights with you. From African wild dogs crawling under the fence and hyenas carrying carcasses, to new discoveries, leopards sharpening their claws, and even an unexpected visitor. And stick around because I've got some very exciting news as well. Welcome to a brand new season of the Wildlife Estate Diaries, brought to you by Wild Heart Safari Lodge. It's mid-October here in the Hoedspruit Wildlife Estate, right at the end of the dry season. We had good rains earlier this year, so the grazers have a decent amount of grass left to feed on, but as is usually the case this late in the year, their body conditions are relatively poor. To supplement their nutrition, the estate management places out feeding stations throughout the greenbelt, attracting hungry animals right throughout the day. The animals are also provided with fresh water at 4 different spots in the estate. Fish Eagle Dam in the far east, the Drongo Troughs further west, Hoedspruit Dam right in the center of the greenbelt, and Heron Dam in the far west. The Drongo Troughs are by far the busiest, perhaps because it's the only place in the estate where the water is not pumped into a dam. Giraffes, zebras, waterbuck, kudus, warthogs, wildebeest and all sorts of other general game drank here throughout the dry season, along with plenty of spotted hyenas and a number of different leopards. Smaller creatures like banded mongooses, vervet monkeys, civets and even honey badgers drank here as well. In fact, there was so much activity here throughout the day that my camera's memory card would fill up extremely quickly, so eventually I moved it to another part of the estate. But if you like this spot, let me know in the comments down below, and perhaps I'll bring the camera back for a future episode in the season. A lot of animals also drank at Hoedspruit Dam, the most scenic waterhole in the estate. Nyalas, zebras, kudus, warthogs, giraffe and impalas quenched their thirst here, and 2 waterbuck bulls even used the edge of the dam for a sparring session one night. Hoedspruit Dam also attracts a great variety of birds, like hadidas, guinea fowl, Egyptian geese, blacksmith lapwings and black crakes. One of the best birding spots, however, has been at Heron Dam just up the road. Scores of guinea fowl gathered at the edge on most mornings, and for the rest of the day the fish and frogs would be tormented by woolly-necked storks, grey herons, special ducks and yellow-billed storks that hunted deep into the night. All the usual suspects came down for a drink as well. And on a cloudy afternoon early in October, an old kudu bull did something strange in the sand at the edge of the water, bucking like crazy and stabbing the sand with his one intact horn. Let me know in the comments why you think he did this. The most amazing footage that I captured over the last few months was right here behind Heron Dam at the marking tree monitored by Sharon's camera. But before I show you exactly what that was, let me quickly tell you about an amazing place that's literally a stone's throw from here. Wild Heart Safari Lodge offers luxurious self-catering accommodation right on the edge of the greenbelt in the Hoedspruit Wildlife Estate, and features 3 beautifully designed units that can be booked individually or together for larger groups. The main house sleeps up to 6 guests in 3 air-conditioned bedrooms, each with a private ensuite bathroom. It boasts a spacious, fully equipped kitchen, inviting indoor and outdoor lounges, a swimming pool, and a scenic braai area overlooking the surrounding bushveld. The 2 smaller cottages, Zesty Zebra and Lion's Den, are ideal for couples seeking privacy and tranquility. Each includes a double bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, a compact kitchen and lounge, and a private plunge pool and braai area perfect for unwinding after a day of exploring. All 3 units have free Wi-Fi, televisions and secure parking, ensuring a comfortable and relaxing stay. So whether you're looking for a romantic retreat or a family getaway, Wild Heart Safari Lodge is the perfect place from which to explore the estate, the town of Hoedspruit and all the other surrounding attractions. If you want to learn more or make a booking, simply follow the link that I've added in the video description. Right, back to the marking tree behind me. Those of you that watch season 1 of the Wildlife Estate Diaries will know that the leopards love coming past here to scent mark. And my favorite clip from recent times is the big dominant male mafu sharpening his claws in this tree. Kulua, the old one-eyed female, also came past regularly, and on the 21st of June she too used the tree to sharpen her claws and mark her territory. But Kulua and Mafu weren't the only predators scent marking here. A beautiful genet actually also climbed into the tree to leave a message. This tree is so important in the environment, not only serving as claw sharpening and scenting stations, but also as a rubbing post for animals that are trying to get rid of parasites or that just has an itch that they can't reach. On the 9th of June, just after midnight, a collared African wild dog came past. 3 days later, another dog came past, and then another one, followed by a spotted hyena heading in the opposite direction. An hour later, the rest of the pack of wild dogs came running past, followed by a spotted hyena carrying the remains of a carcass. It's amazing to think that these wild dogs made a kill in the middle of the night. But I checked and it was full moon just 3 nights earlier, so it was probably still quite light that evening. Now, we've been very lucky that this pack has visited the estate frequently this year. Remember, they drank at Cooper's Pond in February, and then on the 9th of June I got the best clip of them all leaving the estate in front of Karina's camera. Fortunately, the property they ran onto is another larger protected space where they can roam safely. And for some reason, a variety of creatures use this specific spot to come in and out of the Hoedspruit Wildlife Estate. As part of their weekly routine, estate management will fill these fence-lined holes with stones and gravel, but that has never concerned me. Some animals will check it out and then carry on to find a different hole to go through, whilst others will simply squeeze through next to the old hole. Late in June, the most amazing thing happened. On the 24th, the young female Tintleve squeezed through. And a couple of nights later, the old female Kulua squeezed through as well. But later that evening, the dominant male Mafu came past, and he was not happy about his pathway into the estate having been blocked, and he made it known. Next thing, he starts digging around the stones before removing them one by one with his massive front paws, even gripping them with both at some stage. No fence will ever keep a leopard in or out. Once he was happy that the gap was big enough, he squeezed his colossal body through and gave a nice shake right in front of the camera. I'm always amazed to see what these leopards get up to. Just when you think you've seen the most unique behavior, they go and do something completely unexpected. Now, speaking of unexpected, a side-striped jackal actually walked past the camera earlier this year, and in 12 years of living here in the Hoedspruit Wildlife Estate, that's the first time that I've ever documented it. The most surprising visitor, however, was a buffalo. Now, buffalo occur on the southern side of the fence line, where I regularly capture them on trail camera. But on the 5th of September, an enormous bull somehow broke through the fence and then started running up and down it past my trail cameras, with estate management in hot pursuit. Luckily, they were able to capture it very quickly without any incidents, and they took it back to where it belongs. Now, by the way, if you like my buffalo shirt, along with the marula tree shirt that I wore earlier in the episode, you can now order those online, along with a great variety of other African-themed apparel, by following the link in the video description. And if you do so, you'll get a 10% discount, and remember that shipping is worldwide. Karen's camera captured another species I had never documented before, a water mongoose crossing a small bridge just west of Heron Dam. Her camera used to monitor the Rotsvay burrows, but with leopard sightings down and only really warthogs and the resident family of porcupines being filmed here, I decided to move Karen's trail camera further west. Much further, in fact, all the way to this hole along the fence line. Why? Well, I promised you I have exciting news. Kulua has a tiny little cub, but you'll have to wait for episode 2 to learn more. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me on Patreon by following the link in the video description. I actually share some of the trail camera highlights that don't make it onto the Wildlife Estate Diaries with my patrons, and they also get other rewards like early access to my videos and mentions in the video for specific donation tiers. The top tier supporters actually get a special shout out, like Simon Wakenshaw. Hi Simon! I'm also on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so click that subscribe button with the bell notification on if you want to see what happens to Kalua, Mafu, and all the other animals that call the Wildlife Estate home. Until next time!